What's going on, y'all? It is Miss Nina back with the Culture Report. I am here with the lovely Dee Dee. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a busy and trying week, but we definitely getting through.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay, so tell me, elevator pitch. If someone's seeing you out and about, what are you letting them know about you firsthand, about yourself?
It depends on where I am because I wear so many hats. Probably the first thing I would tell them is that I'm a retired Air Force veteran. I did 20 years in the Air Force, retired in 2018. I'm also a IT project manager by trade. But if I'm somewhere fun and exciting or something like that, I'm the host of the Core Queen Chat, my podcast. Have over 240,000 subscribers on YouTube. I talk about going from pain to purpose and having conversation that are transformational and healing from trauma. But I'm also an author. So I wrote a book called Breaking the Cycle of Childhood Trauma. So we talk about all those things on my podcast because I believe that everything in our life is surrounded by trauma and what we learned as a child, from finances to fitness to food. How we think about anything is related and rooted in our childhood. And last but not least, I am the core queen. So that means I'm a fitness coach. I'm a master personal trainer, a nutritionist. I do all the things. I have an app coming out, fitness apparel. So the main thing that I want people to do and think and breathe is to heal from the inside out, starting with your core. Everything that you do comes from your core. All diseases, you can heal everything from your core. So we have to start there and start from women mainly because I want the women to be healthy. And I try to focus on women 35 and older to be healthy.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot, but and nowadays, like you have to have multiple hats. Like it's never just one anymore. So wow, that's very dope. Let's talk a little bit about like your early background. You said you were in the Air Force.
Mhm. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like, how was that experience being like a woman? How old were you, and how did you transition from doing that into like what you're doing now? Like, what's the journey from that to like being the core queen, being an author? Like, how did you transition?
Well, I went to the military when I was 19, and I was not planning on going. I was following my ex-husband. So his mom was like, look, y'all going? So we went. And the experience was good. It wasn't all bad. It's a little tough being like the only woman a lot, especially because I'm IT. So it's always like the only black girl. But most of the things were good. Not all good, but most of them were good. And the way I transitioned was after I went to Afghanistan, I realized like I was not like this could be it. And I'm not doing all the things that I really want to do. So when I leave here, if I leave here, I'm going to do everything I want to do. I don't care how many of those things it is.
Right.
So I got back and people was asking me like, how did you get in shape? How did you lose so much weight? And I'm like, I don't know if I can help y'all. I can try, but so I was like, you know what? Stop being selfish. Go to school, get trained, figure out what you need to do to help other people. And that's how I transitioned into fitness. And fitness just opened doors for all these other things because I just realized that people just want to help. They just didn't know they didn't know. And talking about fitness, it's more than just being going to the gym. It's more than just eating. It's more mental than anything. So I knew like with my degree, I have a master's degree in psychology and counseling, and I knew internally we got to fix this first before we can fix the outside. So
Definitely. And I feel like with fitness, a lot of people are trying to hit their goals. And, I work out a lot myself, and it really is like your mindset. Like you can want to lose weight, you can want
mhm.
to eat right, but if mentally you're not there, like you have a blockage of something, then it's never going to happen because you got to have that mindset to like go to the gym every day or go to the gym for 30 minutes when you do go, and then make sure that you eat right. So definitely that mindset. So how do you, I guess, get through women? You said over the age of 35, that's like your audience. How do you like what's your strategy in like getting through to them to eat right, to be healthy? Like what would you say is the ways that you're able to adapt to that audience?
Well, my thing is, I help individuals lose weight without starving themselves or spending hours a day in the gym. Because I don't want
Oh,
people to think that they have to do this thing all the time, all these hours, and I can't eat this and I can't eat that. So
okay.
everything I do is customized. What are your goals? What are you doing? What have you been doing? Because you can't go from A to Z. We got to figure out how we can get there step by step. So
Mhm.
first we start with what's the core of what you want to do and what have you been doing? Because I can't make you like stop eating all carbs. That's just not realistic and it's not attainable. So we
Right.
figure out how to customize that actual meal plan and workout plan for that person, and then we build from there. Because I don't want you to starve yourself. I don't want you to deprive yourself, and I don't want you to waste a whole bunch of time in the gym doing stuff that you don't even know how to do. If you don't
Right.
have a lot of time, we can just set our clock every hour and do some jumping jacks or do some squats or something. Every time you go to the bathroom, do some squats. We can just start there and then we can build our way up to that, to something else.
Definitely. Yeah, I was telling somebody at Subway, at the other day I was at Subway, she was like, I'm always at work. I'm like, look, you could be at work pacing back and forth just to get
Yep.
your steps in, but being stagnant at work is
Mhm.
not gonna work out. You have to keep moving. So,
Yeah. Just
what's like,
moves.
what's your biggest success story when it comes down to fitness for yourself? Like a client that like kind of sticks out to you being like the most successful, that really followed your program, that really understood what you were trying to tell them.
Oh man, my best client, she's like my poster child. She
Okay.
had fibroids and like they were huge. She kept having fibroid surgeries. And when she came to me, she was like, I don't care about my stomach. I know I'm not gonna lose my stomach. So you know who you're talking to. Girl, I got this. Don't even worry about that. So with my clients, I don't let them weigh themselves until 30 days in. We do every 30 days. I said, if
Hmm.
you follow what I tell you to do, I promise you your stomach will be flat. 30 days, she lost 18 pounds. She
Wow.
followed it to the T. Her stomach was gone. She was
Wow.
like, I almost fell off the scale. I couldn't believe it. She lost, over the 90 days that I had her, she lost 40 pounds. She looked
Wow.
amazing. She kept it off. Like, I see her all the time and she still looks the same. And she was like, the fibroids didn't come back. I said, because you starved them. You gave them an alkaline diet and they can't feed off of stuff. You're feeding them all that crap, they're gonna keep growing. So
Hmm.
she did, yeah, that's my poster child. She did great.
Wow. That's really, and how old was she? Like how old was she doing this? Was she
When
in?
she did the program, she was 40, probably 42, I think about 42.
Hmm. Okay. Do you work with any like celebrity based clients, or have you ever had a aspiration to deal with like celebrity clients, or you deal with like everyday women that are
Just
just
every day.
thriving? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about like your podcast that you have.
Mhm.
What kind of guests do you have? What is the core message when you do bring the guest on?
So I have all types. I have definitely had celebrity guests on, all types of guests, but I like to focus on entrepreneurs specifically. People just have something that they can promote because I want to uplift people. But I also want to have people that can teach people things about how we have been taught and how we can unlearn some things,
Mhm.
like financial advisors or coaches and anything, any type of thing that we have rooted. Because I know in the Black community, we have a real problem with food. We have a real problem with money. And we have a real problem with relationships. So if I can bring people on to talk about those things and help us just unlearn and also medical things, especially female reproductive stuff, things like that, to help us learn those things, especially for Black women. But when I have my celebrities on, I just want them to connect the dots with entertainers because there may be some things that are happening in the industry that they aren't aware of, and they can help them avoid some of those things. And some of those things are rooted in trauma, poor people, poverty, stuff like that, scarcity mindsets, and helping them avoid some of those traps. So I always want to make sure that I'm talking about something that can be the trauma can be avoided or some of the lessons that people have learned and they can pass those things on.
Definitely. So, for yourself, as far as the experience for yourself, have anything like in your past, I know you said there were some like good things and bad things, rooted towards like the podcast that are relatable, like any stories that you have, with your guests, like that are relatable to where, as far as like you said a lot, like with childhood trauma. Did you have any for yourself that kind of rooted to where like you're wanting to help other women as well?
Absolutely. And that's my book, particularly because, and that's what made me write my book.
Okay. See,
Um,
we tied it in again.
yeah, the book actually, it completely fractured my relationship with my mom. Like she doesn't talk to me anymore since I wrote the book. Yeah, so
So did she read the book and just kind of like felt some? Okay, so tell us a little bit about the book and like
so
about.
it's crazy because I know she probably didn't read past the prologue, and that's where the trauma is. So the prologue is giving people an insight of my childhood, some of the most traumatic things that happened to me as a child. And the reason why we put that first is because I want people to understand that I can relate to trauma. So we talked about my mother was a drug addict a lot of my childhood. And so there were some really traumatic things that happened specifically to me, not my other siblings, that my mom like subjected me to. And that was like the very first thing in the book. So I'm sure that's where she kind of got upset about, which I mean, I don't know what to tell. That's my story. So it was pretty much a time where she took me from my grandmom on a drug binge with her. And I had to witness her having sex with men for drugs. So
Wow.
I guess she didn't want me to share that, and that was the first part of the book. And also, there was a story in there about one of the pastors inappropriately touching me as a child. So there were certain things that she hadn't shared with anybody, and she didn't want me to tell it. But my book, I wanted to connect with people who were scared to tell their story, who felt like they couldn't because they would have the same reaction my mom had with me. Like, no, you need to tell your story regardless of who it hurts because you're killing yourself holding it in because I was killing myself holding that stuff in. And it was affecting other relationships in my life for me not, I was acting out because I couldn't let the stuff out. So once I wrote the book, I'm like, I'm good now. And I can help other people. And this helped a lot of people. So
Hmm. And how long ago did you write the book?
last June.
Also, so before then, were your guys' relationship decent
Oh
before
yeah.
and then right when the book came out, it just kind of was like,
Well, initially I didn't know that she wasn't talking to me.
oh, you didn't know, you just
No,
kind of just
I was
became.
texting her and I'm like calling my sister. I'm like, why mommy not responding to me? She's like, well, she's not happy about the book. And I'm like, well, why didn't she just tell me that?
Did you guys have a conversation like before it happened, before it came out? Did you let her know that how graphic the book would be as far as like you're telling your story? Or did you have that conversation with her, or just like you just kind of put it out and it just what it
Well,
was?
no, I did a group message with her, my daughter, and my sister because I knew they would all be affected.
Okay.
And I let them know that there was going to be some stuff in there they might not be happy with, but I wanted to give them a heads up. And her response, because she's the church lady now, she was like, well, if God told you to write it, go ahead and write it. I'm like, okay. So,
Oh. But I definitely understand and I get that, how you're saying like you feel a lot more relieved that now you're able you feel free. And that's what
mhm,
matters like a lot of times when you're, dealing with stuff, you kind of gotta let your story out so then you might inspire just one person and that's what
yeah,
matters. You inspire one person to tell their story or to write a book as well. You're doing your job for whatever mission you have for your life,
right.
so wow, that's
Yeah.
that's and what's the name of the book?
It's called Breaking the Cycle of Childhood Trauma.
Breaking the Cycle of Childhood Trauma. Okay,
Yeah.
I would definitely look and see if I can see that for myself. Now, where is it available at?
It's on Amazon and it's on my website, thecorequeen.com.
Is it an ebook as well or just paper?
Yep. You
Oh,
can,
both.
it's audio too.
Okay, and is that the book that's in the back right there or something?
Yep.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Now, how long did it take you to write the your book?
I had a ghostwriter, thank God, but it was a tedious process. It took us about 9 months to write it.
Oh,
About
wow.
9 months.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Why so long? Like what's the process of anybody that's trying to
Ooh.
write a book and dealing with a ghostwriter? Like what is just some things that you wish you would have knew sooner that would help somebody else?
Well, I wish I would have knew because I think because I was watching TV and how they do stuff.
Right, yeah.
I'll just sit here and they'll just record me and then they'll go write it and I'll be done. No, it's like you're in school.
Okay.
So you're like going through a whole, like literally every section, she's making sure you know how everything's structured. She like you have to send her all your notes, like you go through everything. Thank God I journal a lot. So I could just copy and paste a lot of stuff that was already in my journal. But like it's very detailed, and then she figures out how to structure the book. Um, but it's a lot of detail in it. And plus, I was struggling with telling the story and like saying it, like getting it out because I was still so traumatized that it was hard for me to write the stories because it's just a lot of stuff in there, and I'm like, do I really want to tell this? I don't know. And she was just like she was kind of like a counselor too, like counseling me through getting through all this stuff. So
Hmm.
then you got, the cover, you got to pick what cover you want, what colors, and yeah, it
Right.
was,
So what was so the book was a part of your healing process. Was there
yeah.
anything else that was a part of the healing process like for where you are today?
Oh, therapy for sure. Therapy individually and therapy with my daughter because I realized that I was projecting some things onto her. And then she told me some stuff that I didn't know that I was doing. that was affecting her. So I knew that we had to go and talk some things out to figure out how I could help heal her, regardless of what I told her. I don't care how much it hurt me, just tell me what I did. Because being in the military, you don't realize how neglectful you can be. Well, it will seem to a kid because I'm having to leave all the time, and the kid can't process that. So, yeah, that was definitely healing.
Definitely. Okay. So, let me ask you this, like, why do you feel like, as far as therapy, because I feel like a lot of black people, black women in particular, are against therapy. They just feel like it's not going to help. Talking to a stranger. Why do you feel like people are against it so much? And what do you
I think
think that people could like not be so opposed to? Like, how do you think that could help them?
this is ingrained in our culture. I think the church has done a horrible job at that. I think they are to blame for a lot of that because they have trained us and taught us that all you need is God. You just need to pray about it. And I think they've done a disservice in that way. And I just think that not a lot of people have done it to show that it's worked. Or if they have done it, they haven't talked about it. I think it's getting better. I think we're highlighting a little bit more. But I just think like you just have people out here who pose as professionals and they're not. And it's doing more harm than it is good because there is a certain thing and it's a skill in being a therapist that can actually help. Because I mean, I went to school for it and I'm not licensed. I can go get licensed, but being an actual licensed therapist is so important because there are certain things that my therapist teaches me, and I'm like, I could have been doing that. Yep. Thank you. And it
Right,
could be the smallest thing, but if you don't know, you just don't know.
right,
I mean, she has literally changed. I mean, because I have severe anxiety from the military, and there's certain things that I just wouldn't do. It would take so much for me to just go to the grocery store when I first retired and just getting those tools from her and just working through some things and helping my mindset just change. Like being safe, I'm okay, nothing is going to happen. Just getting that from a therapist and her walking me through the certain things that I needed just to go to the store. You can't, the church can't teach me that.
right. Right. No, I definitely get that because people that are very spiritual or religious, I would say, it will
Mhm.
be just pray about it. And prayer does work, but it takes work, along with the prayer. So I definitely understand that. So as far as the anxiety, like what was striking for anxiety, like you being in the military, like what had you heightened on that? Like
I
any
mean, when you're
experience
in,
that.
well, yeah, like if you're in, there were certain things like being in Afghanistan where you're in imminent, like you feel like you're gonna die every day. You just don't know when the bomb's gonna hit. You don't know when they're gonna come invade. You just don't know. You're always in a high. You got two weapons on you at all times. You're walking around with one in the chamber all the time. So you just got to be ready. And just being in that type of heightened level of stress for that long amount of time, and there is no like transition for that. They don't decompress you. It's kind of like being in jail. There's nothing. You just go home. And it's like, well, I was just in war and you want me to just go back and be normal? And that's just what it is. Like, and there was a specific incident where I was out there where they kind of like, I had to go what we call outside the wire, where normally you're protected. You're inside the gates on the base, like with other military people. But when you have a mission to go outside the base, you're with the regular local Afghani people. And we had to go out there, and they're not just seeing women, especially black women over there. And you don't know what they're going to do to you, but they started like closing in on me, like hundreds of them just surrounding me. And it got really bad. So they had to like kind of evacuate me out of there. So that's why like crowds, I'm like, no, I can't do it. It's just too much. Yeah, no. Mm.
And now, how long were you out there?
6 months.
Yeah, that's very scary to, be out there 6 months and you just don't know if you're gonna die at any minute.
Yeah.
Like that's very much a heavy load of paranoia and anxiety.
Especially when you've lost friends out there too.
Oh, you lost some friends. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So that's definitely like, you feel like you just gonna be next. So wow. Well, I'm glad that you like, wanted to do something different because that's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's no way to live for anybody, especially, fighting for your country, especially how things going now. It's just like they don't care
Mm.
about us. So
Ooh. Listen.
They don't care about us. So why should
No.
we be trying to put our lives on the line and after you die, just bag them, tag them, you know? So
And that's exactly what they do.
yeah. Oh man. Okay. So what does it look like for you in these next couple of years, like as you just, continue to inspire women with your podcast and fitness? Like, is there any goals that you have that you haven't accomplished yet that you are soon to come, or anything on your bucket list? Like, I want to do this as well. You have so much going on, and I know women like yourself is going to always continue to build your resume up. So is there anything that you haven't done yet or you have on your bucket list to do?
One of my main goals is to have a like a real talk show on TV. That's like one
Okay.
of my big things. And then I'm an actress too. Actually, got to be on set tomorrow, overnight shoot. Help me, God. I'm gonna
Woo.
make it through. I love acting like that. If I could do nothing else in life other than act, that's what I would do. I
Action.
absolutely love it. So being on like a big show, TV series, movie, especially an action movie, that's like my biggest thing that I want to do action. And one my team is actually writing a script for me right now to be in an action movie. So we're cross my fingers on that. But yeah, anything big on the screen in a TV show
Have you
for sure.
have you acted or did any like background work here in Atlanta? So much
Mhm.
going on. Have you done anything that was what have you
Yeah, I've done a lot of Tyler Perry background.
done? Okay.
I'll keep my opinions to myself. I produced my own short film. It's on YouTube right now. It's called Dee's Night. We're actually working on the script to make it a full feature film. And the series that I'm actually working on now is a drama series. I'm a lead in that. It's called The Last Stop. I've been in a Maya Speller film, The Parasite, I think three. Yes, three, Parasite three. I've been in a couple of other short films and full feature film, one in Atlanta. So yeah, I've been on a few things.
Cool. So with acting, you said action would be like your genre. Like, what
Yeah.
would you say is like your character?
I want to be a superhero.
Superhero. Okay, I can see
Yeah.
you being a superhero. That, yes. You got
Superhero.
the arms, so very nice superhero. Yeah, okay.
Because I
Superhero.
actually have I have an animated series coming out. So we just
Okay.
dropped the trailer for that last week. The Adventures of the Core Queen. We're fighting the big bats. So
Look, yep, look, and I would love to watch that. That's
yeah,
crazy. Fighting
that'll
the
be
big
dropping
bad.
soon. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So action, what would be like the superhero name? Is there any name, like any alter ego for her? If
I
you could
don't
think of
know
one,
yet.
or
I
is it just
don't,
core queen, like that would be it, like the core queen, like would be
right.
the
Well, I don't know. We'll probably have something different because the script that we have now, we're crossing our fingers because this superhero that we actually have, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's actually a DC comic superhero that they don't use. They shelved her. So we're trying to see if they'll clear it and let us use her.
okay, and what superhero was that for the
They
DC?
they don't have a name for her.
Oh, just okay.
Yeah. But
Oh
it's a
yeah, we need
super,
that.
she's so dope. Oh my God. When I read the script, I'm like, yeah. So hopefully we can figure out how we can get them to clear her for us to use her.
Oh wow, that's definitely dope. Wow, you
Yeah.
have so much going on. Like you remind me of a lot of myself in some ways. What's your age if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 47.
Okay, yes, definitely. I'm a lot younger, but I can see like, when I get to that age of a lot of what you got going on, like is like really like the same. Like that's very much dope. And I think a lot of women need like women like yourself to be examples. I feel like a lot of women don't have that. Do you feel like why do you feel like women don't I don't know. I guess I would say is why do you feel like women don't help each other out, or they feel like a lot of times, like I feel like a lot of women are looking for mentors at this point. I see a lot of women online just looking for a group of women, or just a mentor to help them get to the next level, and it's always like a crab in a barrel mentality. Like why do you feel like women do that to each other, especially black? I don't know. I mean, I got my opinions, but I just want to hear what you think.
Well, that's I can't think of the name of the author, but that's the post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's just ingrained in us too. And I think also outside of that, I think that most women don't think anybody will help them. or they don't know how to ask for help, or they don't think the help is there. I actually had a podcast episode where I talked to some Gen Z women and men, and specifically the women I wanted to talk to because I wanted to ask them, how did my generation drop the ball? What can I do to help bridge the gap? What do you need from me? Because I don't feel like we have those conversations enough. Because I feel like my generation has a lot of criticism, but not a lot of help. So why, like, if there's something that's wrong, we dropped the ball on it. They didn't just come up with this stuff. We passed the torch and it didn't get passed correctly. So how do we fix that? How do we become the mentors to pass on not the toxic stuff that I see out there, but I'm hoping that we can have more communication, more podcasts like mine, because I don't want to talk about the messy stuff, the problems. How can we fix the things? How can we talk to the people and bridge that? So if I can even have a show where I have some women come on as a panel and say, okay, I'm here. Y'all can reach out to these people. If you're looking to aspire to be this type, that type, we have these mentors here and y'all can reach out to them. If I can be a bridge to get these folks touched, and I think we absolutely need to extend that some kind of way because it's lacking so big now, and we need it the most right now. So if
A-
I can help anybody,
Absolutely.
please reach out to me. I will help anybody I can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like it's definitely well needed now, especially how information is being retained on social media nowadays. Like we retain a lot of the toxic stuff and the things that doesn't even really matter, and then the things that are important. Oh, it's a grant available, or hey, free resources here. That's not being shared. That's not being the forefront of what's important. It's who went to jail, who got shot, who hair got pulled out this fight, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's different nowadays. So it's just like
Yeah.
I really wish that a lot of black women were able just to come together, and I feel like, we're really powerful if we all just come together on some things, and it's just so competitive nowadays.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be. It's enough for everybody. And we're not all built the same. We're not all trying to do the same things and we don't all have the same sauce. So if somebody got a podcast, I don't care. Come on, we can collaborate. We can do something together. Like
Exactly.
it's so much out here, so many people that need to be touched, so we can share it.
Tell me a little bit about like growing up in Pennsylvania and just kind of that idea.
Mm. Um, it was a little rough. I grew up in it's a town called Bristol, Pennsylvania. It's about 10 minutes outside of Philly. Everybody know everybody where I'm from. Everybody might be related to everybody where I'm from. But I grew up mainly, my grandma raised me majority of my life because my mother was on drugs for the most part. Then she got clean and she became the church lady. Like she was really, I believe she traded one addiction for another. So she was really negligent when it came to being a real present mom. I was huge in sports, like especially track. That was my thing. Like I just got inducted to my high school's Hall of Fame in 2023 for track. So I still hold the track the record for hurdles in my high school. So like everybody knew who I was from my hometown, and they all knew, oh, she's gonna go somewhere. Then I got pregnant my senior year in high school with my daughter, and all that got derailed. So I went to the military when I met my ex-husband, which I wouldn't change that for the world. I think that was a great decision. Yeah, but Bristol was a very small town. I go home every year in August, and I do a huge back to school bash using my nonprofit. I have a nonprofit named after my grandmother, Evelyn's Joy Community Outreach. It's huge. Like I bring the horses out there for the kids to ride, bouncy houses, free water ice, free food, book bag, school supplies. It's a major event every year. So I make sure I go out there and talk to the kids to show them that you don't have to stay here. You can grow up and move out and go somewhere else and make something of yourself. So
Thank you so much.
you're
I
welcome.
loved talking to you. I would love
Likewise.
to, after this, to connect more. I would love to visit Charlotte, and come
Oh
on
yeah,
your platform as well.
absolutely.
Um, because I was actually coming out there next week. So yeah, we'll definitely connect. So where can people follow you at to hear more about you, to get your book? Like what is all the information to do I'm sorry, what's all the information for them to follow you on?
Okay, yep. You can follow me on all platforms, Dee Dee Legette, or you can follow my fitness page, The Core Queen Fitness. You can get my book on my website, thecorequeen.com, or you can follow my YouTube channel. I'm every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Core Queen Chat. It's every Wednesday. We there, rain, sleet, or snow. Okay. So make sure y'all tune in. I have a great guest every week, and I appreciate all my guests that come on. So hopefully you do come on the show. We can chop it up and have us a great conversation.